don't shoot the messenger, okay? What am I trying to say? Oh yeah. Hey everybody, my name is Rhea Simone. If you didn't know, now you know, and you will never ever ever forget. You know I have my iPad ready and I have all my notes. You know I have all my notes ready for y'all, so yeah. The best thing I can say that you all should do is to go on a job searching website like Indeed or LinkedIn, you know, whatever job searching website, and look for the job that you want and then see the requirements. What majors do they require? What type of classes do they require that you take? What kind of skills do they require that you have? And then that's what you apply in college for. I did not do this, but you really should do this because it really does help with getting you where you want to go. So me personally, I am a psychology major with a minor in information management and technology. I originally wanted to be a therapist, but as I kept going through school, I realized I don't want to do more than these 4 years that I have left. So with that, it became a little difficult finding jobs, finding out what I want to do after school with this major. You don't have the best sense of what you want to do with your career or what path you want to take. I would suggest not going into certain majors that are so broad that it's like an umbrella that you have to go to master's school. So if you're not sure exactly what field you want to go into for your career, it's better to say you're going to be undecided as a major, you're going to stay undecided. I had plenty of friends who were undecided end up in our business school at Syracuse, or just understanding what they wanted to do after their first year. And it's much better than trying to go to a specific major and just say, okay, I want to make a decision, even if you don't know what you want to do. So I would say if you're not sure, don't fret. Go in undecided, experience a lot of different classes, and see where your interest lies. But I think if you don't know what you want to do, don't go into something so broad like psychology or sociology, things like that, because then it kind of puts you into a box. Usually includes more school to get a better job, if that makes sense. So it's okay to be undecided, and it's okay not to know what you want to do. The next tip I have is to make sure you put money aside. Save your money before you come to college, especially your freshman year. The expenses that they have you pay, besides tuition and housing, dining hall food is relatively good. At least at my school, it's pretty good. It's not bad. It's okay. It has its days, and it has some days it's just like it'll do, and then some days that it's really good. I've never had a day where it's like, this is just, I can't eat any of this. It's just nasty. Even though the dining hall food isn't that bad, still try to save your money, because you're gonna want to eat out, you're gonna want to DoorDash, you're gonna want to buy clothes. Even though I'm gonna get into clothes a little bit later, how you should wait on the clothes a little bit, but you're gonna want to do all these things because you're gonna get tired of dining hall food after a while, and you're gonna want to go places with your friends like the movies or just certain events you have to pay for. You just want to have that money set aside. You don't want to have to worry about money when you're at school. So I would say if you have a job, keep working, try to pick up hours over the summer as you're getting ready to come to school. If you don't have a job, try to get ways to make money, or try to get a job for the summertime until you go to school, because you do not want to be worrying about finances when you have to worry about your grades. You know, it's really hard. So definitely make sure you save all your money, all the money that you can, and put it aside for when you come to school. It's really important. But then even though you're gonna want to buy so much food, like I said before, try to really limit how much food you buy. So try to really save your money even when you are in college and when you start, because the food is just a waste of money. You already have to pay for a meal plan, so why would you continue to spend extra money buying food outside of your meal plan when you already have, at least at my school, freshmen have to pay for unlimited meals. So what's the point of getting food 4 times a week? Like, that's crazy. Maybe like once a week, like keep it down, just to have a little treat. Even then it's a little much. When you literally have free food, unlimited, you can go swipe as many times as you want. What's the point? But I understand it's not realistic to say, oh, never eat out. So just try to limit eating out. The next tip I have is to make sure that you're being your own advocate. I can't stress this enough. In college, it's very different from high school in that way specifically. Because in high school, you're having people behind your back, at least at my school, more checking in on you, kind of coddling you to make sure that you're getting all your stuff done. And that's just not something that happens in college. Of course, everybody says the cliche, your parents aren't there to make sure you're getting your stuff done, so you need to get it done. But it's actually very, very true. And besides that, also, I feel like the advisors are also not going to coddle you as much as they did in high school. At least from my experience, my advisors were always checking in, making sure we had appointments. But in college, you have to make appointments with your advisor. And you need to be the one who knows what you want to do. They're not going to tell you what you should do. You have to have that plan, and you have to come to them with the plan. So it's so important to be your own advocate. Another way you should be your own advocate is going to office hours, going to class, but that's a whole nother, we're gonna get into that later. But going to office hours is so important to make sure you advocate for yourself and make a relationship with your teacher. That's so important to do. So it's so important to be your own advocate and going to office hours. That's a really big part of college, making those connections, especially if you are trying to go to master's school or get into a job or whatever, internships. There's oftentimes that people want letter recommendations, and these professors would be a great chance to have a good recommendation on your job application or internship application. These relationships are really made in person at office hours. This is also a great chance for you to advocate for your grades. I feel like this is also something that wasn't really stressed in high school or wasn't really taught in high school. But when it comes to college, this is when it's really time to lock in. And if you feel like you deserved a better grade or you're not sure about a grade, definitely go to office hours. If you're even questioning, go to office hours. There was one time when I literally remember, it was a paper I wrote for African American Studies, and I did amazing. I know I ate it up, like it was good. But my teacher, I was checking my grades, so make sure you also check your grades. But I was checking my grades and it said a 75, and that's a mid-grade. That is average, and I know I did an amazing job. And this is before ChatGPT, so I know I really did great. I don't use ChatGPT, by the way. I know some people do, but I don't. But this is before all that, and I know I did a really good job, and I'm also very passionate about the topic, so I know I really did a good job. So I emailed her, and this is my TA. I emailed her and I said, hey, I don't know, like, I looked at the comments you wrote, and I'm just not understanding how I did not ace this. And she had some excuse, but then she emailed me back and she was like, we can meet though to further explain. And I was like, yeah, because your explanation didn't make any sense to me. So we met, and she ended up saying, oh my gosh, I accidentally typed in the wrong number. I didn't realize it was a 75. I meant to type a 95. If you never try, then you never know if they would have given you a better grade or not. So it's always best to just try and see what they say. You never know. And this is all good for advocating for yourself. It's so important in college. Another way to advocate for yourself is getting a tutor, going to group tutoring, which I know Syracuse offers group tutoring for free. And most tutors are $25 per hour, but I only do group tutoring because it's enough for me. And most people don't even use group tutoring, so it feels like a single tutoring session, even though there's like 2 other people there. So honestly, take advantage of all your school's free things that they give you, since they're making you pay so much anyway. So yeah, I would definitely say that's a big way to advocate for yourself, is getting a tutor if you need it, or going to group tutoring, or going to the writing center to help them proofread your essays and help you enhance your essay writing skills. That's some of the things that I did to help with my grades. So now we're going to talk about going to class. It is so important to go to class. There ain't no way you're going to do the best that you can do if you are missing classes, especially so many times. I will have to be honest and say, I would say my sophomore year, I was just getting tired, and it was just like the snow, and this was my first time living far away enough from campus that I had to take the bus, and through the snow, and I had 8 a.m.s, and sometimes those 8 a.m.s just were imaginary to me, if you know what I mean. And I would definitely say from then compared to my junior year now, I can definitely see a difference in how my grades look from the 2 fall semesters. And all that to say, you need to go to class. Don't skip. Don't do it, because you're the one who's paying for these classes. If you think about it like this, you're paying for each class. If you skip one class, that's hundreds of dollars out of your pocket, because you're literally paying for that session. It's literally like a session you're paying for to learn information. So don't skip, because that's a waste of your money and a waste of your time, because at the end of the semester you got to take that exam and you're not going to know what's on it because you weren't in class. And don't even try to say, oh, my friends are in class, or I know somebody's going to give me the notes. They're not going to give you the notes. And if they do, most likely they're incompetent and their notes are terrible, or they're stuck up and they won't share the notes with you because they worked hard on their notes and you decided to skip. And I don't even blame them, because I've been there. I don't want to give people my notes if you weren't there, you were sleeping, and I was working hard doing the notes. So I don't even blame them. And you need to go to class and take your own notes. So make sure you're not skipping. I mean, there's so many studies that show people who skip class versus people who don't. And you're gonna learn a lot more information. A lot of teachers, especially now that I was in my junior year, I realized a lot of teachers, they'll put the slides onto like Blackboard for you to have, even if you're not there. But a lot of teachers take certain slides out when they put it on Blackboard, and then they put those on the test. And because they want you to participate. And then other teachers take participation as your grade, and that's the worst. But I mean, hey, they take participation as your grade. You have to be there, you have to be on the attendance list, or you're gonna lose 15% of your grade, which is a huge amount. So it's just so important to go to class for so many different reasons. But I think the biggest one is just making sure you actually retain and have the information that they're giving to you in class. So another tip that I would have is to make sure you actually read your syllabus, especially before the class starts. I think that's a great starting. Don't read the syllabus after the first day, or when you start realizing that you're missing homework assignments that you never knew about. No, read the syllabus before class so that you understand all the workload that comes with the class before getting there. And then during syllabus week, which is like the first week of school, when they're just sharing the syllabus and just starting the semester, you can ask any questions that you have then, because I know I didn't read the syllabus before classes until probably this semester, and I can see a huge difference. Before, when I didn't read the syllabus and I would just show up to class, it would be like 2 weeks that I would be missing homeworks. I would have zeros for homeworks because I literally didn't know that I had these homeworks. Because oftentimes when you go to class, the teachers don't tell you every single time when you have homework, what days you have homework, and it might get so confusing. Like, when do I have to turn these homeworks, blah, blah. So if you read the syllabus, so make sure you're reading that, and it'll help you in the long run. Trust me. Been there, done that. It's actually so important to also study. Studying, oh my gosh, I used to not know how to study until I took a studying class in my school. They offer like help support systems where you can learn how to study. So they had like a night class that was just one day, and they taught me how to study. It was so crazy. I think the best thing that works for me when studying is making a Quizlet, because I realized that I am the type of learner that needs to write it down and also say it. So I need to hear it and write it down. So on Quizlet, because I'm typing my own sets based on my notes, like I make my own Quizlet sets based on my notes, I type it down, so I already know the answers because I already wrote it earlier. And then when I actually take them, I'll use the voice person to talk to me so that I hear what she's saying and I remember the definitions that way. And sometimes I'll be in the test like low-key mouthing everything because it helps me, but that's just how I study. I would definitely suggest Googling different ways to study and just seeing what works for you. For me personally, I had to get out and actually actively take a class to learn how to study, but if that's what you need to do, then go ahead and do that too. But it's as easy as using YouTube University to learn how to study, so it's right at our fingertips. Another tip I have is to actually participate in class. I know you might be a little anxious and nervous to raise your hand, answer questions, ask questions, but it's so important to helping you learn more and retain the information and understand the information if you're participating in class. It also helps you from not sleeping, because I had a huge problem with sleeping in class, and I know that as soon as I started participating and actually doing the readings before class so that I could actually participate, then I stopped falling asleep in class. So that's just a little tip you should participate in class, and it also helps your professors remember you, and then that's a better way for you to advocate for your grade. Because one thing professors hate is somebody who tries to advocate for their grade in the last week of the semester. You have to get there, at least they know who you are, and they might say, hey, at least they participate in my class, they come to office hours. So these are just certain things that will help you elevate your grade and help you get the grade that you deserve or the grade that you want. Another thing when going to class, I think this is something that I recently started doing or seeing, and I didn't do it every day, but I'm definitely going to start implementing it next semester a lot more. But it's dressing to impress when you go to class. And I don't mean like putting on a fit or nothing with some nice sneakers. I mean a little bit business cash. This is like a little optional thing, but I think it helps so much getting you into the studious mindset when you put on a business casual fit. So I would wear more sweaters and business pants and nice shoes to class, and I would literally feel like, I don't know if I was like romanticizing the college experience, I don't know, but I felt ready for class. And then there's also studies that literally show that if you dress up a little bit for tests, that you'll perform better because your perception of yourself is better, basically. So especially for exams, I'm definitely gonna dress up. I'm gonna try a little bit throughout the semester, but you know, some days are hard. I really don't have any excuses though, because all my classes start after 12:45. I have time to even sleep in, wake up, and still put on a fit. So that's just something to keep in mind if you want a little extra little something, but that's optional. It's really my favorite because I'm literally trying to join another club. So joining clubs is so important, especially in your first year, to get around things that you like to do and just explore campus and find people who are like-minded. So get involved. It's hard. Trust me, I know, because I did not like to go out of my dorm my freshman year. I was scared. I only joined the choir my first semester freshman year, which is not terrible, and I actually really loved it, but that's like the only thing I loved about school, because that's the only thing I joined. And it's okay to join one thing, but just having something that you can feel like, I really enjoy being here, I really enjoy being around these people, it just will make your college experience all the better. So make sure you're getting involved, putting yourself out there. If you're closing yourself in your dorm all day, all night, the friends are not going to come knocking on your door. I'm sorry, I wish, right? I wish, but they're not. So make sure you're going out there and actively trying to meet people and just going to things that you would enjoy, so you can find like-minded people and like-minded friends. But when it comes to laundry, guys, I've heard too many horror stories. I've had too many horror stories. And I would just have to say, when you are doing your laundry, watch your laundry. That's the best way I can put it. Just watch that laundry, because people will steal your laundry. It's never happened to me, but many of my friends had their laundry stolen. Just stolen out the washer. Not even the dryer. Stolen out the washer. They took their clothes wet. So I've heard that my friends got their clothes stolen. I've had my clothes multiple times taken out the washer so other people can put their stuff in the washer. And that's nasty. Your grimy hands, I feel like I have to wash it again. Like, ew. And that's just so disrespectful. You can wait 2 minutes, because I always set a timer, by the way. But yeah. So just wash your laundry. It's stolen. I've had my clothes bleached before. I don't think anybody intentionally bleached my clothes, but I think somebody put bleach in the bleach compartment and then ended up using a different washer. So when I ran it had bleach in the bleach compartment. And the crazy thing is that bleach looks like water, so you would have to be smelling it to know it's bleach. Like, so yeah, just make sure you're checking the laundry, making sure you're sitting through your laundry. And I know it might be hard. Maybe just at least sit through the washer, which is like 30 minutes, and put it in the dryer. Usually people don't touch stuff in the dryer, but you never know. I would just say, just to be safe, wash your laundry the whole time. But if you have something to do, at least watch it for the washing time. Yeah, it's unfortunate, but it's true. Laundry is just not cute. People have stolen people's laundry and put it in their load. Like, what's going on? It's real ghetto. Just make sure you wash it, because you do share, especially in a dorm, you share a washer and dryers with the whole floor, the whole building. So keep that in mind. So the first thing I have to say is, don't do your homework in your room. it's just hard because there's so many distractions. I feel like in many rooms, most people don't have like a minimalistic one color room, and I feel like a lot of places like the library study rooms, the study rooms in dorms, they do have like very minimalistic looks so that you're not too distracted. My room was very colorful my freshman year and I couldn't do my work in there. Also because you want to separate your work mindset from your resting mindset, and I feel like your room should be somewhere where you rest and then you can work anywhere else in the school. It's just like that room should be the place where you can relax and relax and unwind from your day and from all your studies. So try not to study in your room. It can happen sometimes, you know, sometimes it's just like I don't want to go anywhere but I have to get this done, but try not to make it a habit of doing. So yeah, so if you like to get ready in your room, do your makeup a lot, then I would advise you to buy a mirror, just like it doesn't even have to be that big, like this big, whatever size mirror for your room to put on your desk. It's helped so many times. I see most of my friends have them when they were living in the dorms, so it's just really essential and helpful for when you want to just get ready in your room and not in some communal bathroom, okay? When it comes to clothes, I would say it's great to purge. You do not, I feel like my first year I said bring everything. I don't know. I would say don't bring everything now. I've grown, and I would say there's no reason you're gonna be wearing the same sweats for weeks, same rotation of sweats, different sweats, maybe jeans once in a while, but like don't bring your whole shoe closet, don't bring your whole clothing closet. Like it's just not necessary, and there's probably not space. I don't know about y'all, but I had a lot of stuff, and I actually donated like probably half my closet. I'm not even lying. Last year when I was moving out, because I'm like, I don't wear this stuff, and I don't have room to bring all this stuff everywhere. I'm not even wearing it, so I just donated it. But yeah, I feel like you don't need everything. You don't need to go out and buy too many cute clothes or outfits for different events or even class. I feel like you can buy a couple, but just kind of see for a couple weeks how the vibe is and then move accordingly. I wouldn't say buy it off the bat, because I haven't worn a lot of stuff I bought my freshman year. Like, you just never know. So just wait, give it a little feel out, and then buy the clothes. And I feel like that's also the same for school supplies. Go to class, go to syllabus week first so you can know what you need for the class, because I bought a lot of school supplies my first semester that I didn't need. So just wait until they give you what you need and then buy the school supplies. So another piece of advice was get chargers for every device you have. It's just like easier to charge at night. You should have one for your iPad, one for your phone, separate from your AirPods. That's easier, but I mean, if you can, it's not that big a deal. It just makes it easier, but one will have to charge during the day when you get home, and then one charges at night. That's fine. I've done it, but it's just so much easier to have different chargers. You make it up. But also on chargers, make sure you buy an extension cord. If your dorm says don't have extension cords, don't listen to them. Just buy it, because you literally need it. My freshman year, they said no extension cords, and they gave me 2 plugs. What am I gonna do with that? So I bought an extension cord because I have a lamp, I have an iPad, I have a laptop, I have a phone, I have AirPods, I have headphones, I have so many things I need to charge. I have a camera. Like, I cannot use 4 plugs and this is gonna be okay. No, I didn't do that. I got an extension cord. I don't care what they're saying. If they want to do a dorm check, put it under your bed, but you need extension cord. I would never say buy candles or anything else that they say don't buy, but you need an extension cord. And don't buy a cheap one, because they're afraid it's going to catch on fire, so don't prove them right. Get a good one. Okay, also you need to invest in a good water bottle. Hydro Flask, Stanley's, I know they're all popular, but if you can't get one of those, get a dupe. But those ones are like the best, I feel like, water bottles, the ones that are like insulated. So if you can get an insulated water bottle like it, I feel like a dupe is just fine and does just fine, so whatever. You can get any water bottle though, but I feel like those are the best, especially going to Syracuse, so you can have hot or cold in your thing, especially during the cold winter time. You're gonna need that insulated water bottle. So I would say just invest in a good water bottle or a big water bottle for you to bring throughout the day, so that you're not buying water bottles to your dorm, which is kind of crazy to have a whole stack of water bottles in your dorm. And you can just buy a Brita and just fill it up, and have ice as well. If you have like a mini fridge with like a compartment for ice, that's really nice to have. So yeah, make sure you invest in a good water bottle because you want to be hydrated walking to class. Syracuse specifically is a big campus. You want to really, yeah, lock in, y'all. And the last thing I have to say is that it will be okay. College, it's hard. The transition is always, not always hard, but mostly hard for most people. So you're not alone. If you feel like other people are doing better than you, they're probably not. They're probably all feeling the same way, a little homesick, and that's completely normal. So just don't feel alone. Don't feel too discouraged. It's okay. You're gonna be just fine. And no matter how many videos you watch on college advice and how to get transition best into college, or advice for college, or tips for college, freshman advice, whatever, no matter how many of these videos you watch, you will still have struggles, okay? You will still have maybe a hard time adjusting, and that's not anything to say that you're doing something wrong because you're following those steps. No, it's sometimes just a hard adjustment, and you're gonna be fine. Trust me, there's light at the end of the tunnel. Just wait and just give it some time. So yeah, and if you haven't seen my last video about not being afraid of being perceived, then you should definitely watch that next, because how else would you understand the power of being seen and the power of showing your personality to your peers and in class to advocate for yourself? This is such an important thing to do in college, so this would be a great video for you to watch in order to ease your anxieties on going to college and just showing up as yourself. So if you like this video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time.